Ian Watkins lost his life earlier this morning after a prisoner took justice into their own hands, and I want people to understand how serious what happened here truly is. If you don't know who he is, he was in a band called the Lost Prophets in the early 2000s. In 2004, Ian started to essay and groom his underage fans. In 2007, he started to bring them home. There was a 16-year-old girl, and he found out that she had no experience, and that excited him so much that he decided that night that he was going to take that from her. When he was done, he urinated on her and told her to drink it. I mean, it's hard to imagine that it could get any worse, but it does. Following this, he would brag to people about doing things to 12 and 14-year-old girls, but he would disguise it as a joke so that people wouldn't take it seriously. When he did have adult partners, he would get off on telling them things he wanted to do or did do to children, and again, it's a joke. He ends up starting to date a woman named Joanne, and he tells Joanne about what he was doing to underage children, and so she went to the police station and reported him that night. The police thought that she was a crazy ex or a psycho fan, and they closed the case immediately, and Ian knew that she had filed that report, and that just confirmed to him that he could do whatever he wanted. Because the police closed the case and because Ian was gaslighting her, she thought, maybe I am just being overdramatic about this. So 2 weeks later, he reels her back in, and this time almost immediately, he shows her a video of a baby being essayed. He then showed her other photos of babies in the same way, and she knew that she had to take that evidence from his devices and take it to police. So she does that, and the police refuse to even look at it. So at this point, she doesn't know what to do. She writes Ian's mother a letter explaining everything she's seen, everything that's been said, and his mother not only ignores Joanne, but reported her to police for stalking and harassment. They actually ended up bringing Joanne in for questioning and threatened to charge her if she did not stop. Joanne was absolutely devastated, knowing that children and babies were being harmed and she could not let it go. And so she decided to pretend to be back with him in order to collect as much as she possibly could so that she could not be ignored. So in 2011, she reaches back out to Ian, pretending to be interested, and almost immediately he sends her a video of a baby with himself. And instead of responding in the absolute disgust that she felt for Ian, she played along. So that led Ian to trust her, and he continued to send her things, and so she decides to email the chief of police, who also ignores her. And then it gets worse. She finds out that Ian is doing things to a baby, a 10-month-old baby, with the mother's help. She figures out who that mother is. She contacts the father of that child. The father never responds. In 2012, Joanne and Ian have a Skype call where Ian admits everything. She records that call, tries to take it to the police, and again, they don't care. It took another 6 months after that before police took it seriously and went and got all of Ian's electronics. When they did, his password was F word, KID with a Z. Apparently, Ian was very tech savvy, and he had 27 terabytes of data of things that he was doing and things he obtained. It was said that he filmed basically every encounter that he had. And this man said that he was innocent up until he finally decided to plead guilty. So it's also revealed that at least 2 mothers were doing things with Ian and their children. I honestly do not recommend that anyone read the things that they were saying and what they were doing. Between one of the mothers, there was extremely detailed text about what they were going to do with the 10-month-old baby, and they did it, and they recorded it, and that baby was also exposed to very serious hard substances. The other mom, they talked about all the same things. However, they didn't record the encounter. And so because of that, she was only charged with conspiracy. Their identities have never been released to protect the children, which I understand, but I would love for the world to know exactly who they are because they only got 14 and 17 years. Ian here, he would have been released from prison in the 2040s. However, now he's been released from everything. But let's go back to the BS with Joanne. The police decide to charge Joanne because they say that she knowingly and willingly had all of that stuff saved. She fought for 2 years for her innocence until a jury acquitted her on all charges. And I'm sure you can guess what happened to all the police officers that ignored her at least 8 reports. Absolutely nothing. One of them was going to be in trouble, but they ended up dropping everything. And then the other 3 officers that should have been in trouble, even though they probably would have been dropped too, were already retired. Those 2 innocent little babies would have never had any type of involvement with Ian if they had listened to Joanne the first time she went to the police and they arrested her. I completely understand asking if someone is innocent when you don't know the case, so I hope this answers everything for anyone else wondering if maybe he's innocent. And I'm still trying to find the commissary information for you guys. If I can find it, I promise it will be up.